Morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the stream. My name is Ace. I'm going to be doing some more art today, as per the usual schedule. How's everybody doing? Got a very chill, rainy morning today where I'm at right now. Hope you're having a great Tuesday, second work day of the week for a lot of people. I'm making 3D models to use as reference for a webcomic that I'm developing. We are chugging along. The story is written though, and I do believe that this will help the look of my webcomic greatly if I have a lot of references for all my characters. We're on the third one. I need just six models so I can start doing pages. Okay, we're on the third right now, so we're halfway there, and we're almost done with this model. To be fair, so we're a little past the halfway point of this particular model. Okay, we're doing UV unwrapping, and I got half of it, half of a person here, of course, as you can see. So we're just gonna pick up where we left off yesterday. Okay. Now, as soon as I get my bearings here, we can do that. Let's see, body LP. Oops, no, we don't want that. Okay, we don't have a mirror. Obviously, there's no mirror. All right, so this is what we got to do. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go back into object mode. We got half a dude here, and we're going to go on ahead and generate a mirror. Okay, there's our mirror. Let's see, we need, let's go ahead and just put the merge up a little bit. All right, and then I do believe we can just go on ahead and hit apply. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so we got, now we have a full person again. Let's go back into edit mode. That's where we need to be. I want to see the unwrap, or sorry, the seams area because we're not done with that yet. Okay. Now this is incorrect because I didn't make the edge loops on this character, which is something that I gotta work on. We did this without edge loops for the most part, except for the face because the face is important. The edge loops are for so that way when you deform the mesh by posing or whatever, it won't mess up like the polygons won't break the mesh in a specific position. Okay, like say for instance, if I open his mouth, it won't cause any kind of weird artifacts going on his skin because if I do a panel, which most likely will feature a face when the character is in it, I can accurately reference it and not have to work around mistakes that the that Blender made that because of me. Okay, so yeah, we're that's what basically what the edge loops are for, and I did it for the face and the hands. No, maybe not the hands, just the face. The face is important. I didn't want to mess that up, but everything else I can probably work around that. That was my logic behind it, but we want to do this right all the time because I want to use I want to make 3D models for other projects as well as other than a reference. Okay, so with that being said, let's continue. All right, so I know how this is going to unwrap. If I unwrap this now, I don't think it'll unwrap correctly. So what has worked for me is, okay, we have this selected, of course. So let me just go on ahead and just move this a little closer because we got to get back into this now and make more seams. What we want to do is go down the center line of the face. Just go ahead, get another angle here, and boom. And we're going to go ahead and make a seam right there. There. Hey, 99, welcome to the stream. How's your morning going? We got some rain today. Anyone, if you're not following 99 Heal Potions, give him a follow. He does indie games and art as well. Having an okay morning. The temp is just right to sleep in. Yeah, that rain will keep you in bed. Hearing that hits your window, and in my case, my AC, because my AC is like right next to me where I sleep, just right over there, and it's very easy for me to hear the rain, and it makes me not want to get up. But we gotta do it. We gotta schedule a keep, and of course we have our daily adult life. Oh wait, hold up, I messed up. Okay, here we go. Oh no 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 no. Yeah, very. I think we got more coming too. Besides today, I have to check. I have to check the weather again, but let's go on ahead and we're gonna divide the face to about right. Okay, we almost went too far. Right there is good. Now it should unwrap because normally when you see a skin of anything, the face is like a part like this. That's what we're trying to achieve here, okay? Because I used a game ready tutorial to learn how to sculpt, okay? So theoretically we could use these in a video game, which is why I'm trying to stick as close to that learning as possible, because I don't know, yeah, I'm interested in making a game. We will at least be able to make. Oops. We'll at least. This is a total mistake. We'll at least be able to make a game ready character, right? And I've also followed some realistic sculpts as well. It's kind of a blend of the two, so we can, hopefully in the future make game ready, realistic looking characters. To what end? I don't know. I don't know yet. I have some ideas, but we're going to work on one thing at a time. It's this, and off stream. I have an animation sculpt, and that sculpt has underwear now. So look forward to seeing some progress updates to that in the near future. I want to kind of wait, and because you've seen, what I'm doing right now up to the point that's where I'm up to right now. I'm a little bit before this on my animation sculpt. So with that particular sculpt, I want to show off the animations, okay? Because that's what it's for. We want to see exactly how the retopology that we're doing performs under stress, which is movement and physics. Okay, so that way we can take that and apply it to our future sculpts and make them better and better. Okay. I revisited some grease pencil tutorials. Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever used that. Um, okay, I think we are. Now we got to go down the back, don't we? I don't remember doing that in my last sculpt. Which, it unwrapped okay, but apparently there were it did I didn't need a down. It's down the back. It goes down the back between his butt there, and it kind of ends about right. We'll end it right here along where this line splits the two legs together. That's basically. I didn't do that. I don't remember doing that in my last sculpt, but I didn't notice any irregularities with it unwrapping. So you know what? Let me just, because I don't know why that's like that. So let me just go on ahead and this. How was your weekend? My weekend was great. I'm kind of as far as games, because sometimes we do bonus streams on the weekend. I'm at the part of Minecraft right now where I'm in a heavy grind, um and then my Saturdays are not free. I'm not free on Saturday all this month. So the grind is taking a little bit longer, but basically I'm trying to get my armor together so we can, continue streaming, fun stuff Right now it's just me just placing blocks and then breaking them over and over again, and then look staring into machines. And I built a makeshift XP farm in the meantime to to fulfill level requirements. I think Thief tested it out already. Seems to be performing to specification, but the mob that I am currently using is so dangerous that I had to make some adjustments. It chunks even me and my armor that I made right this second, and they have a very long range. I used ancient knights this time, and it's just a lot of stuff. I mean, we're gonna get back to building and adventuring as soon as I can. But other than that, just the same old stuff. Um, we celebrated Mother's Day on Friday, and we went out to eat at a restaurant. But other than that, everything's all right. I'm just anticipating the massive changes to my schedule that are going to happen very soon. Um, my home gym is almost complete, so we can get back to the Batman training that we've been doing years ago. We'll see how that goes. It's been quite a bit, so I'm going to have to basically just start over again. I'm looking forward to that, but I think I'll be fine because um, I didn't really. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I didn't really lose a lot of my in shapeness, my physicality, but I should not try to because I think I took a when I first got back into working out years and years ago before I stopped again due to being sick. Um, I took 2 years off of working out, and I went back, and I could still do the weights. I'm still going at the intensity that I was used to, but for the next 2 weeks, my arms were permanently bent. Not permanently, but they were bent. I could not straighten my arms for like 2 weeks. It was terrible. I had to like put my arms behind my back, like I'm being handcuffed, and then lay down on them to straighten them out in order to get them to bend correct. I could not physically extend my arm. That's how bad it was. And it was like that for 2 weeks, and it hurt so bad, my joints. I was like, I have to work back up to this. I cannot try to do the weights that I'm used to right off the bat. And it's been longer than that now. I caught a really bad flu. At least I'm assuming it was a flu at a public gym, and I just never went back. I let my membership lapse, and but now I don't have to worry about that because I have it here in my own apartment, which I should have done a long time ago. And I had the plan to do it. I just never got around to doing it until this past weekend. I'm just waiting on some last couple more things to show up here that I ordered, and I can begin. Do you know what your stream schedule may be looking like? Not yet. We gotta see. I gotta wait until June before I have any definite answers, any definitive answers on that. But as soon as I know, I will adjust accordingly. Um, I think for the entirety of June and beyond, my mornings actually will be back. I was anticipating it to change differently, but no, I'll still have my mornings, I think. But I won't be able to do any night streams unless it's on the weekend. Presumably, that's my guess, but I have to see. I'm not really sure. So my evening streams are done, probably most likely, but I'll still have the mornings at least, and I'll be able to go on for longer, like I was before all this. It'll be another short stream today. There's nothing I could do about it. Um, and I can only do long streams on the weekends, but I haven't been streaming on the weekends either, so it's just a bunch of short streams that I got. I'm so sorry. I don't want people to tune in for just like a very short amount of time. I don't think that's enjoyable, but I'm gonna try to stick to my schedule. Okay, just bear with me. Okay, life is it's going. Now everything's fine though. It's just work stuff. That's cool. We'll postpone red guy blue guy a while. I feel like 1 to 2 hours is a good length. I like at least for art. I was used to 3 hours or so, but yeah, we're not hitting that. I have to wake up earlier Well, actually, I wake up super early, but I have to like basically just go right into streaming as soon as I get out of bed, which I'm not gonna do that. That's dumb. It's not like we're doing this for a living. It's a hobby. So, I get up, I do my hygiene stuff, I cook my breakfast, and pretty soon we're gonna add workout to that. So, because I like working out in the morning. So we'll see. All right, so the seams are here. We got the seams. Okay, let's go over here. I think we're good. Let's see. I'm looking for, I forget where it is actually. Um, UV sync. This one. Yes. We clicked that. There we go. All right, we're good. We got it. We found it. We found it. But yeah, I need some heavy duty tools in order to clear that island. That island is in my way. So I can't start my build until that island is gone. And to do that, I need like my end game tools in order to start. And it kind of sucks because it would be easy because I found another temple. It would actually be easier to move to another temple, but my house, I have to leave my house all the way over here and then go. There was actually a temple really close to spawn that I didn't see. It was in the water, but the only problem is it's under a sheet of ice, and I don't want the water to freeze in my build, so I don't know if I should build there. But it would be much easier for me to move. Everything else is taken care of. Like I can clear the water really easily. I found some ways to do that. Sand is not an issue. I just need to get my tools. That's it. My art, yeah, everything's fine. I'm really impressed with my practice sculpt for animation. It's coming out really well. I'm doing the clothes manually because I think I'm gonna switch to doing that. All right, so let me see. This is what we got to do now. We have to click faces. A, select everything. Wait, before we start, let's save it in case I mess up here. The seams can be redone. Will manual clothes move the same? That's what I'm gonna find out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do them manually and then try to apply a cloth simulation on the finished product. That's what I'm gonna do because that's gonna be. I think that would be good for animation. I may not have to do it for this. Everything's gonna be a little static because of it's just me posing the mesh and then drawing it, so they don't need to flow. Even though we're going to, I don't know. I'm not gonna do like I would say. I'm a little torn, because like with certain things that would be affected by gravity, like hair, um, fatty areas on the body. That would be good for posing, I think, because in a certain poses that stuff would shift, and that would be I think that would be good for reference, but it's not really needed. I think I can just extrapolate from what I'm looking at from a static pose, how things should look. Because even though the style is going to be semi-realism, it's a little more on the realism side. Okay. Hey Vince, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Got some. We are enjoying the morning rain that we got. I hope everything's going well with you. Everyone, give VC Intron Photo a follow. Um, I think his last streams he was doing uh, a convention. There's a lot of cosplayers. I like the Blank Man one. That is such a pull from. That's a blast from the past. Somebody dressed up as Blank Man. I haven't seen that movie in such a long time. Oh, allergies. Yeah, it's that season. We got that here too. I'm not really allergic, but when people cut grass, it really bothers me. So I got some allergy pills anyway. I guess it would bother anyone in various ways, but I don't like. I just, just so it doesn't affect my sleep. Take the allergy pills. They make me a little drowsy. I'm playing with mom. She's the white half of my origin. Oh no, you'll be all right. Allergies hit people. It doesn't really matter. My brother has allergies. I don't have allergies really, but he has allergies. He has nosebleeds too. Um, and my sister and her kid are allergic too to various things. My niece has a peanut allergy, which I guess that would suck a lot. I can't imagine how my life would be if I couldn't eat peanuts because I eat a lot. I first of all I eat them as a snack, and then you got Reese's, all kinds of things. A Puerto Rican side of the family doesn't have allergies except maybe a food allergy or sensitivity. Yeah, I'm fortunate to not have that problem. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, we're going to unwrap now. Where is the unwrap? Actually, I can just hit U and then unwrap. I don't know why I'm like, where's the unwrap when I know the shortcut. Wait, what? Angle based. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Now we have, okay, so these are the legs, right? Yeah, legs, body, arms, hands. These are the ears. This is the head. The face is in the center. That's what you're looking for. Face in the center, and it exploded out like that. That's what you want. That's how you want it to unwrap. What's this? Is this the torso? No, that's the feet. Right. Okay. Bro, I would cry if I had a peanut allergy. I love peanut butter and Reese's too much. Yes, yes, same. Look at this. This is my guilty pleasure here. I try not to eat a lot of sweets, but these these are my that's my bait. That's my kryptonite. I try to limit myself to a few, but they're just too good. They're too good to give up. Uh, yeah, that's one of the things I got. I haven't opened them yet, as you can see. I had them for a while. I don't know. I try to resist. What's too good to give up? Okay, I'll show it again. These. Why is everything reversed on my camera? I gotta change that. These. Whoa! I can't give them up. I need them. Yeah, they're readily available. Yeah, they're still unopened. I look at them. No, I don't look at them. It's not that crazy. Like I have a lot of willpower. Okay, it's just when I get a taste for something sweet, I'll eat like three and then I'll just leave them alone. But yeah, I'm trying as well as I could to eat less sugar. So they are over there just ready to go when I fail at that. when I give in, staring at them from across the room longingly. I brought a bag of Reese's eggs from Costco. Was very surprised they lasted me for more than a few days. Oh yeah, that sounds so good. I would definitely slam through those because they're small. You can get a handful of them, and next thing you know, they're gone. Oh man, yeah. Okay, so it looks like we got all right. We got the all right. So what we need to do is we're gonna need to start arranging these. Well, we want to move them away. All right. Let's see. I'm just gonna move everything over here for the time being. Individually wrapped. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to open them, right? You got to open them up. But I mean, that's not really much of an obstacle. Also, as you were looking at the different body part covers, it sounded like you were calling out the parts of Voltron. Yeah, that's essentially how you pretty much build one of the a 3D mesh. It's assembling a lot of small parts together into one big thing. It's right here. In this case, it's a person. All right, so let's, and now we have to do the clothes. So we're gonna move on to the clothes now. Um, oh wait, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Oh, I see. Gotta move this out of the way. All right, here we go. Now these are the checkered textures that we put on yesterday. As you can see, this is how you want them. You want the squares even, non-stretched, not turned like this. So we still have some work to do. All we have to do is just arrange the parts correctly, and that should fix it. But pretty much, the squares are roughly the same size across the board. Maybe a little bit of stretching here. But we'll take care of that. All you have to do really is just arrange what we have already. I just wanted to make sure that the textures were displaying. We got it. All right, so I'm gonna select everything, and to see, just moving them kind of moves the texture. So that's really, it's all a matter of just arranging them in the correct positions now. We're not going to do that just yet, though. We're going to go ahead and unwrap the clothing right now. So yeah, object mode. I'm gonna go ahead and save it because I think the biggest thing when you do unwrapping here is to make sure that none of the parts overlap, because I've done that and I know what it does. It will mess up your textures when you paint them. Everything that overlaps will it'll appear smudged on the texture and you won't be able to remove it. So you'd have to go back and re-unwrap it again. That doesn't sound so bad, but it's time lost if you're working under a deadline, or you'll lose that time. Okay, we don't need to see this currently. Let's see. I think this one will be hard to do, so let's do it now. We got the LBE. Let's go on ahead and go to edit mode. And I'm trying to think of this in the sense of like a body, right? So we can have the split like before down the back, but there's nothing down here, so the line will just end there, and we can split the center and maybe a line across, I think. See, things get weird when I move away from the body because I'm not proficient at clothing or accessories, but we're going to work on that one day. I think we can split it here too. That's actually be easy to do. I'm just trying to imagine like the best way to do it. So the best way to do it would just be to just do it, right? This is the LP version, I do believe. And let me oops, nope, we want to go back to this. Now, did that wrap all the way around? Yes, it did. All right, so here we're gonna mark a seam here. I think that will be fine. You know what I think also? I think maybe we can unwrap the pads, just the shoulder pads, have the straps maybe separate. I'm not really sure. We're kind of winging it now. We're not there's the knowledge that we learned from the tutorial will not apply here because this was not a part of the tutorial. We made this on our own volition. So we're gonna have to figure it out for ourselves. Honestly, don't know how one of these would be wrapped, but as long as we can separate it into basic objects, I think that'll be enough. I'm just trying to decide right now if because I can't cut it in half and mirror it because of this right here is not symmetrical. It's like a hook it's like a hook that goes over a pin, a clasp, and that stretches over to the other side a little bit, as you can see here. So we can't do what we did with the body. We're going to have to do everything manually, which is fine. Not really a big deal. Let's see, one, two, one, two. So we're just gonna have to just select the right edges and mark the seams in the correct area and just manually mirror it. Um, can you copy cut that out and then symmetry tool and then paste it back in? That's how I did this. I don't know, but yes, you can do that. Just not in this case. I don't think that would help with unwrapping. And the way it's unwrapped, I think what I would do would just be to make this seam over here. It doesn't have to be straight down the center when making seams. You're really just separating the mesh into small equal parts. Since I am the one who's going to be texturing this, it's really up to me. But I think like if you were working on someone else's game and you were handing this off to someone, then you would do it the way that it is, I guess, the accepted way of doing it. I can literally unwrap this any way I want it because I'm the one who has to deal with the result. So, but yeah, I'm just not sure how. I don't even know if there is a standard for unwrapping something like this. I guess you would just do it in small, just basic shapes. Oops, no, why do I keep hitting loop, cut, and slide? I'm so used to doing that because I'm working with edges. No, we want to do what? I'll be back in a little while. Time to walk the dog in the rain. All right, I hope he enjoys that. I'm sure you got an umbrella. I hope that goes all right for y'all. That's my take when it comes to photography and editing. Biggest reason I don't think I'll ever outsource editing unless I absolutely have to. Yeah, it's like a comic book. You can have the best pencilist in the world, but if it's inked wrong, your art will not look the same. Or art just inked differently. I wouldn't say wrong. I mean, there are cases where, things were inked wrong, but I'm not in that industry and I'm not an expert on the subject. So I'm just gonna say inked in a way that would not complement the pencils underneath. Mark seam is what I'm. Why did I have so much trouble finding that when I was using it just now? Anyway, yes, here we are. Okay, let's mark that seam. Okay, so we have the shoulder pad. You might not even need to. You might not even need to divide it down the middle. I'd rather deal with my own screw ups versus having someone else deal with it. Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. But I think in my case, if I were to be a part of a team doing this, then I would research the way that someone else could would have to deal with this and not. First of all, the retopology would be a lot better. uh, it would just take longer. That's really the only thing. Sometimes you just don't have the time when you're on a deadline. And I don't know from experience. This is just from observation. I've never been in the industry in any capacity. If anything, these are the steps towards my independent foray into I don't know, game dev one day. We still got to learn how to animate, so we're kind of a long way from that. And of course, program the game. But right, we can in theory make game characters. Oh yeah, team versus solo makes a huge difference in approaching workflow. Yeah, yeah. It would be in some ways it would be easier. In some ways it because you don't have to focus on one thing, right? Like I think the art is broken up into different steps. So like you have a sculptor and then you have a retopology or retopologist. I don't even know if that's a thing. And then you have textures, that most of that will probably be handled by different people. So you're just doing your thing and then handing it off. Probably, I mean, it sounds like it's faster. I don't know if it's actually like that though, but I feel like it is. I've seen people on ArtStation who have really, really like amazing textures, like nothing like this. I'm talking about you zoom in and you can see everything. You can see little scratches, like as if it was the actual item in itself, like a, I don't know, like a weapon. You can see the scratches in the gunmetal, and where if like a selector switch rubs against the metal and they put that stuff in. I wouldn't that stuff I wouldn't even think about putting that in because um I don't know. I don't think that's necessary, but people were doing that, and on top of that, it's a rough industry to even break into because there's so many people trying, and you got the advent of AI and all that, so a lot of people are having trouble filling those spots. So it's just crazy. But you can probably throw a stone and find a really good, really good artist, 3D artist for a project. You just probably going to need to shell out the money. So I'm going to go ahead and just go one line up from or one line up or one line down from the next thing, and just pray, hope for the best. I mean, it's not going to mess anything up. I'm just trying to make it match. I think we can do the straps separate, this separate. I'm thinking about separating the pouches now. My only gripe with this particular thing, because I really like how this turned out. This was the best. Like I did 3D so far, and this was the by far the best one. But this area here should be a hook. It should be a hook in a metal loop, and I know what it is, so I'm okay with it. But then, like the next time I make something like this, it would have to be done. I would have to do that separately and then shrink it down here and have it connect in a way that it actually looks like the thing that it's supposed to be. We're not. It's not going to ever look like a hook under a metal a loop. But I know what to draw, so that's the important part. I'm going to try to make it look better when we're doing the secondary, tertiary, and micro details. But the hook, there's a space. There's like a metal hook here. It goes under the loop, and then it kind of clips under itself, and then this is a space that you can see through right here. Just try to imagine that. Okay. All right. I just have like a blob and a more a morphic shape there, but I know what it is or what it's supposed to be. So let's do this. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna highlight that line right there, and we're gonna hit mark seam. Same over here. Maybe we can keep this whole thing unwrapped. I gotta see how this looks. I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna. Last time I just did it willy nilly, and because I wasn't, I was like, I was like, yeah, all right, I know what this is. I just did it. But now we're trying to do better. We're trying to. That's the goal. That's like my short term goals, to make the every sculpt better than the last. And I know what I need to work on. It's basically mainly just retopology and some minor tweaks here and there with the process. I know the anatomy is not perfect, but it's at a part where I can like, okay, this is good enough. But we can, everything from here on out, it's just general refinement. But retopology, we still need to do. We're making the progress, but that's definitely one area that we need to look at going forward. And now clothing and accessories. Like I can imagine what this is because of course, I sculpted it and I know what that is. But details like that, even on the low poly, should be clear. Should be super clear because if I were to hand this off to someone, there would be a lot of guesswork for them right now. Like, how is this? Like, this is probably the closest thing. See how you can clearly see that this is a strap loop. I can almost imagine the straps, and this is like a double strap. There's a strap underneath and then a strap over. So maybe in that regard, I failed. But you have a strap in here. It goes underneath this one. It goes over the center bar here. There's like a bar in there somewhere, and then it goes over and it comes down. All right. Listen, coming from someone who knows nothing of 3D modeling, this looks fantastic. I very appreciate that, Vince. Thanks a lot. I'm just saying, like, these are the areas that I'm looking at and saying that this is what I would improve on. It was just a slow, like sometimes it's a couple rungs at a time, sometimes it's one. We're approaching the fewer rungs that we need to climb in order to improve, okay? Which is fine, you know. It's that's still leaps and bounds in comparison to what we were doing before. I'm gonna just mark the seam right there. I think having the knowledge of the project definitely takes a lot of guesswork out of the process. Yeah, yeah. It's it definitely helps. Like, say, if I were to just drop this for 6 months and come back to it, um, I want to be able to look and see exactly why I did what I did. Sometimes that might not be the case, you know, when people do that. You know, they leave a project for an extended amount of time. I work on these almost every day, so I don't think that'll ever happen. But yeah, if I were to do that, I want to be able to come back to it and say, oh yeah, 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 yeah. This is I know what this is. You know, I know what this is. Not what the heck was I doing. I've done that before, but it's not. You know, you just redo it. That's all you have to do. I want to see if this is good enough. I can't really see the point of dividing this any further. Maybe in the back here. I did say I wanted to do the center line. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to be able to click on a line and it's straight all the way over. You don't want it to be like a spiral. I've done that before too. It's very, very bad topology work. I don't know what effect that would have on animation, but we're going to find out exactly what our topology does in animation. And then I can adjust from there. If it's not as important, then we can relax a bit. Maybe this is good enough. But if I'm starting to notice like little mistakes happening while the mesh is moving, then obviously we got to figure out what those areas are and look at the retopology and see like, okay, we need to do it better this way or that way, whatever. I've done that with photos and I hate not knowing what's going on. That's why I'm so adamant about trying to finish projects in photo sets as soon as possible. Yeah, it's definitely, I think that's something to consider, like not spending too long on a project. That's kind of I get like that. Like I know when like my brain automatically tells me, okay, this is enough. Go on, remember what you did wrong, do it better next time, because the more time I spend on it, the less I'm going to care about it, and it's going to affect the the outcome in the end anyway. So yeah, I get like that too. It's like yes, do it as best you can, but set a time limit because it's going to affect your work if you just keep working on it. And you're not going to be in it. Your head's not going to be in it. Your heart's not going to be in it. And it's going to suck even more, or you're going to make more mistakes. You could say it that way. It doesn't have to suck. Uh, okay, let's see. Let's try and see what how this looks. Um, Unwrapped. I could have. Oh yeah, it's because we updated Blender, so we it doesn't just say unwrapped anymore. Now you can go angle based, conformal, or minimum stretch. Luckily, we know that we go angle based. Okay, so that's not really a big issue for us. This is how it looks unwrapped. Four circles and some straps. I know those are the straps. Very recognizable. I don't know what else I'm looking at though. I think I might just leave it like this though, just as long as the textures are. This is the important part. I'm going to show you right now. Show you right freaking now. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? No, just stop. Just stop. Don't even try to. My computer's spinning up. Don't even do anything. There's nothing for you to do. Stop it. Okay. We forgot to actually add the texture in the thing. So let's go into the uh what is this? Shader editor. I promise I know what that is. Um and actually put the node that allows you to add a texture. Okay. You have to do this for every article of clothing. Weddings make me drag my feet. Yeah, I bet. I've seen a lot of I guess being a wedding photographer would typically pay a decent amount of money, but I've seen people on social media complain, like not complain, but it's like a whole thing where people try to shortchange the photographers for money. It's sad to see, and that's definitely something that a lot of artists go through. Um, but you're there for the whole day. You don't get to eat any of the food or anything. Okay, you gotta basically pay for your own stuff, and then on top of that, they shortchange you, for the wedding pictures. Wedding photographer seems like a really tough job in some cases, But if everything goes well, it could be a pretty good gig, right? I don't know from experience. This is just from what I've seen. You definitely have to have passion for wedding photography, and getting shortchanged absolutely. Sometimes it ends up being the lower the budget, the bigger the headache. Yeah, people who plan weddings, they gotta account for that. Like you gotta, they focused on they probably just focused on the wedding. I don't know, and everything's frantic, and there's emotions involved. It's a big day. Tip, and you're supposed to get it right the first time. Obviously, it unfortunately for a lot of people, it's never the first time when it comes to weddings. At least more and more, these days. But yeah, there's food, there's a wedding, there's dresses, clothing, all the guests and all this other stuff, and then the pictures are probably the last thing that people are thinking about, but it's equally as important, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be because you're taking the pictures. These are we're supposed to remind you of the wedding, so you want them to be as good as possible. What's it doing? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, color to color, and then we got to add the checker pattern. There we go. Now we go back to the textures. All right, look like we got some problems here. So we got big squares here, little squares there. This is how you know that your how your wrappings do here. All right, you got one dark and one light here. These are like little X's. These X's here. Yeah, this is not good. This is not satisfactory. Okay, not at all. We got to fix this. So we have to do it a different way. Okay. All right. So what we need to do is, oops. Our budget was 10K, ended up being 13K. Told our photog that he was a guest first, and we only wanted the obligatory images. He did a wonderful job, and we paid. He gave us the money back as a wedding gift. I was so mad. I bought him a new lens, and he couldn't return it because I threw away the receipt. He threw that away. He threw the receipt away out of spite. Was it out of anger or frustration? It's like, no, you're not giving this back. Throw it away. We can need to clear this seam. There, the seam is clear. See, it's just that easy, so it's not really a big deal. We're gonna have to rewrap this clear seam, clear seam. Actually, the nah, these are not good either. You want to clearly see the squares everywhere. Well, I don't know. This is kind of small enough. It could be good, but we're gonna try it again because I see that these are done differently. So let's see what we can do here. And I think the best way to do this would be to seam everything individually. Clear the seam. I made sure he couldn't try to give me the money back. If he needed to exchange, I would have had to go with him since I used my account with the store to buy it. Oh yeah. I mean, when you return something, you just need to like, I don't know. They don't be like, hey, let me see your credit card, right? They can just be like, yeah, do you want the money back in your card? You just say yeah, right? Or oh well. No, I think you can ask for cash in some cases, right? I don't think they would give you back that much cash if it was an expensive item. I don't know. I've never returned like a big ticket item. Clear seam. I'm gonna clear all the seams. I'm gonna start again because we got to clear seam. Oh, we got one up there. Clear. Where's clear seam? Okay, clear seam. I feel like the selections change. ID was needed for all returns or exchanges. Gotcha. Okay. So you can't return it and sell it and like get the money. Like, yeah, I just got the money now. I'll just use this for something else. I'm sure at one point you could, but maybe not now. I don't know. All right, so how about this? Not this one. Can I go? No, that doesn't go anywhere. That just stops right there. I was hoping that it would wrap all the way around. I think we could seam it from the side. Yeah, maybe we can try it that way. Have a top and a bottom for everything, so that way we can clearly see the texture. So we're going to have to try a little bit harder than what we just tried to do. That was now that I'm thinking back, that was kind of lazy for me to try it that way. Sorry about that. Not the kind of work we want to do here. Okay, we want to do a better job than that. All right, so yeah, this is another case of the retopology needs to be better. So we're going to have to get a little creative. Oopsie, poopsie. As long as there's a top and a bottom, it shouldn't really matter. But you would generally want this to be as neat as possible, and that's definitely something that you can achieve with better retopology. Oh, there we go. Now what do we got here? It's going all the way over. Okay. All right. Let's see. How about we go up again? That's pretty much the same thing, right? Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's mirrored. At least it's mirrored. It may not be perfect, but at least it's mirrored. Let's just make sure that, nope, we did that line and then all the way around. How do we want to handle that? How about this way? Nope, it stops there. The buck stops here. What does that even? Where does that phrase come from? The buck stops here. Are we talking about buck as in a deer, or buck as in a dollar? I don't know. The buck stops here. I guess it, whatever it is, it stops here. All right. I don't know. Does that mean that your money gets spent at this place? Is that what that means? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know why we're even talking about this. That phrase just randomly popped in my head. And now I'm wondering what it actually means. So here we are. All right. We got a top, we got a bottom. I think what if we do the center line again? I think this could work. Mark all that as a seam. There. Now we should at least be, and we can actually test this right now just by unwrapping it and seeing how it performs. Because you don't have to, you can unwrap it again at any time. It'll just unwrap again. So let's see. Matter of fact, let's hit L and see which one's, okay, that is the big pouch. That's also the big pouch. That's the other half. This is what we're looking at. Yeah, like that. We can just unwrap this part and see how it performs like that. Unwrap angle base. Now see, look at this. This is much better. Much better. So this is the correct way. All the squares are even. Even though we're not going to really use a much of a texture for this, it will just be, green, and of course I'm going to try to put some cloth texture in there, but for the most part, I think because we're not going to go into that much detail in the on the panels, I'm just going to draw the panel, and then you might not even need the textures. But we'll see. That's really, again, that's up to my own level of skill in drawing to see how far we can go with that. What we're working on here is just a really good reference to draw from, and then the rest is just up to us after that. Uh, yeah, I don't really see any problems with this. I think it's good like that. That's what we want. Okay. Now let's do the rest of the the LBE here. All right, I think I know what to do here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, that's no problem. We can just do this, and I don't want this to be attached to that. The seam again right there, and mark it again right there. Okay, here we go. Now let's see this. Let's see what we got here. Oops. Got that. We got that. It's all. You don't want these to overlap like this, but we're just testing. Unwrap, angle based again. It looks the same. Okay. Just wanted to see. And I think we have these on here. The buck is short for a buckhorn. A buckhorn handle was used as a marker for the dealer in cards. Pass the buck comes from moving that to the next dealer in the poker game and passing it on the responsibility. The buck stops here references the other phrase, meaning that responsibility is being claimed and isn't being pushed off to another. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's a gambling term, huh? I never would have guessed. I may have heard it in a commercial. I guess it was for a casino. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I hope it was for a casino. Why would you use a gambling term for anything else? Anyway, yeah. Well, thank you for that. I now I know. The buck stops here. I think comes from a president or someone high in politics. Oh yeah, you're probably right. Um, yeah, I have no idea where exactly I heard that phrase from. I just remember hearing it often, so it was definitely a commercial of some kind. Uh, Now that should work. It should work to where we select over here L, and it only selects for some reason it's not. So we'll just do it over here, where I know it works. I just want to see. I'm gonna press U for this time. Angle based. Okay. So we unwrapped it again. I don't really see much of a change, but we know the top is good. All right. So using that information, we're going to put a front and a back on the straps as well. Because of their shape, I'm trying to determine whether or not I want to put the seam here or here. I don't think it really matters, but yeah, it goes all the way up. I don't want it to go all the way up like that. Although, hmm. Okay, I understand now. Hold on, wait. Let's unwrap or sorry, unmark that seam there. Why didn't I must have hit oops. Sharp. I must have hit sharp. That leaves a blue line. We don't need that though. I think that's a clothing thing. I see them all the time on the garment tool clothes, but we're going to be doing them manually going forward, I think. So we don't even need that. Uh no, clear seam. See, you kind of changed at the last second there. Can't have that. It wouldn't matter. It's already marked. So if I hit mark again, it will do nothing. All right. Now, if I click this line, no, if I click this line, it'll stop there. How about this? Make it stop there instead. All right, let's get all the way in on this problem here. Oops. Well, that is interesting. Now, where would I put it here? I guess we can just go straight down. I'm not really concerned about making this buckle separate. I don't even know if you should do that. That, I mean, doesn't, I don't see the problem with that. Like if I wanted to make this a different texture, like a metallic texture, then I should separate it. But should I? That's the question. I don't think it'll matter. We'll just color this differently, and I can make it metallic in on the page, okay? If it needs to be, or black or whatever color it is. I have to actually double check the reference I use for this. But if we were doing this for a video game, I think then I would definitely shell out the time and effort to make this look as realistic as possible. I think, yeah, we're gonna for the next sculpt, we're gonna definitely do that anyway, because that's like the only way forward is to just do better with these smaller details like buckles and things like that, and the retopology, of course. I know I say that a lot. We say retopology a lot around these parts. I'm gonna say it again, retopology. There, I said it. I said it. There's nothing that anybody can do about it. I'm gonna say it again, retopology. Now I'm gonna stop it here and go around the strap. I think that would be the best way to do that, maybe. So now we have a I don't know, we have a side right now. We don't really have anything because we have to do the other side. Let's see. Okay, hold on. We gotta go this way. Okay, it goes all the way down like that. I'm gonna go around the buckle again. Strap. Oh, unselect that. Okay, we can go this way. How we go this way? This is just uneven, so we're gonna have to get creative. There's no way around that. All right, we'll just do it like that. We can't mirror it. Well, that's almost no, that's not mirrored. What am I talking about? Just as long as we got the one side and the other, we definitely got to do better with this. But here it is. My vulnerabilities laid bare. All right, so all right, let me see. Let's see, Mark seam. All right, so now we have a back and thus a front. I don't think there's anything more we need to do. Wait, did I do that? Did I seriously go from front to back? It should have been just front to front, but well, we would have had the crossover anyway, so that's fine. I hope it's fine. We'll test it because I got to do the other side. Yowzers! All right, let me go this way. Okay. Now we got to do exactly what we did on the other side. Well, we don't have to, but you know, we just want to make it nice and neat. Okay. I need to figure out exactly which line I used. I think it was this one. No, not this one. This one. No, not this one. That one. And this one also. All right. And then it's just a matter of just transferring over to this plane here. As long as there's a front and a back, that will make the textures appear as they should. Although it would probably be better to follow the same line. I just can't because of this. I will have to cross over to this. I don't think that's a bad thing, to be honest. Yeah, you know, why didn't I do that? Hmm. Let's go back. I'm sorry. Well, actually, no. Let me control Z that. Let's not go back. That there. That line is fine. It's just this line that we have to. Did I do the other side? I did do the other side. Yeah, I don't know where my logic was going with that. I mean, I can do it this way, but it's just I don't know. I think it would be neater if I just did it along the same corner. This is kind of like a haphazard unwrapping. So, God, we're just gonna unwrap it right here. I don't think it wouldn't really matter. I don't think, but I'm just gonna change it anyway. Oopsie. Let's go all the way down here and just clear that seam. I was at a decision right there that I was trying to make. I knew it was to clear the seam, but I kept switching back and forth. All right. My brain power is just flowing out. It's flowing. All right. I'm just going with it. I'm going with it. All right, here we go. Let me just clear that seam. Okay, let's try this way. There. Yeah, well, I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. Wait, let me look up. Okay, make sure that nothing else is selected. All right, mark, seam. Let me go down. Mark, seam. And then up, seam. And then, yeah, we'll just do it here. Mark the seam. Sorry about the ads, people. Let me see. Mark seam. Mark seam. Oh, mark seam. Almost hit. I don't know what the edge crease was going to do because I never used that before, but I can guess. Nothing that we need. Mark seam. And I'm going to mark it right here, and that will reverse what we've done and make it at least look a little better. I was judging by the buckle. I guess the buckle kind of made me think about it in a certain way, and then I just kind of crossed it over and just didn't really think about it. All right, so now we definitely have a front and up back. Welcome back, 99. I could have sworn I put a line right here. All right, we're going to put a line right there, and then we're going to just mark that seam. Okay, now we have a front strap and a back strap for one strap. We got to do the other straps. I mean, it would have been nice to be able to use the symmetry, but this is asymmetrical by design. So you can't. You got to do it. We got to do it manually. So I got to do all four straps just like that. I'm just making sure that there is nothing else that we need to look at. Yeah, front strap, back strap for that strap. 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 Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I guess that's just how I did it on the other side. Make any progress on your chest. We just have to, what? I was looking at the line art the other day. I'm gonna do another pass, but no, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that on stream, I think. I'll probably do another stream of that again because this actually doesn't take that long to do. This is a very quick step in the workflows. UV unwrapping. We already did one thing. We did the body. and it ain't gonna take that long to do the pants and the shirt. So I might revisit that tomorrow. I might be able to revisit that tomorrow, and we can continue that on from here. But I'm gonna make another line art pass, and I'm gonna start coloring it. I don't think I'm gonna bother with grayscale because it's just a emote slash badge. I don't know um, exactly how we're gonna use that particular one, but it'll be one of those. Just go ahead and do that. We're doing it again. We're doing it again, Peter. Let's not do that. Let's do this. Yeah, like that. Also want to work on some more others too. Um, I want to keep up my 2D drawing. I just really favor drawing characters, and I don't have any characters to draw right now, so we're gonna we're gonna draw emotes. I want to try to get a mesh completely done so we can start doing it. You know, character sheets, maybe even a portrait, something. Because I like doing people a lot. That's like my greatest strength. But I also want to do like a proof of concept for my comics. So yeah, we did that last summer, and we're coming up again. Pretty much almost it's almost going to be exactly a year. And, from since then, and we're going back to 2D art. I don't want it to be a yearly thing. I want it to be something that I keep working on. I'm not really afraid of being rusty, because it doesn't take long for me to shake the rust off. But why even get rusty in the first place, right? But yeah, we'll go back to it very near future. Okay, let's do this. Let's see. Mark that seam there, and you know what? Yeah, better to stay in fighting shape and not here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Let's go this way and then mark that seam. I think that's fine. So now we still have a front and a back there. Fine, I marked the seam there. All the way down, mark seam. Yeah, all right. However that goes, we'll just do that. I think this music's making me go faster. I can hear it through here. We gotta stop listening to boss fight music, okay? What the heck? You know what? I'm gonna make a playlist of nothing but boss fights now. Kind of helps me concentrate. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I get a little frantic, like, oh god, let's not do that. Let's have more relaxing music like this. This is from Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't know if you can hear it. That's that Cuphead music. Yeah, that is my favorite track in the game. Is that? I think that's when you're fighting the German mouse in the tank. I still like that fight. It's that game is much tougher playing it through remote play because of the input delay, but um yeah, overall I liked it. You know, it's just the input delay was a little frustrating. Really had nothing to do with the game. I'm just gonna have to get uh the game myself and then play co-op that way. That is not a game that you should have experience input delay on because it's not easy. It's not an easy street game. Let's see, Mark Scene. I got some more music to add to this. I don't know why it always gravitates towards the 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 tracks that play the most, even though it's supposed to be random. But that's what happens, you know. There's so much. I have like 3 days worth of soundtracks in this, or game songs in this playlist, and it always seems to play the same ones. Hey, little thief, on mute. But how do you do the wither monster again? I hope. Well, I hope you can hear the answer. the best way to do it, if you're not crazy strong and you can just one shot it, would be to have the bedrock above you. So drill up into the ceiling and make your thing there, and just have a enough floor to where you won't fall through it. You want to trap the wither on the top on a I think that still works. Trap the wither on a bedrock ceiling, and fight him there. He breaks obsidian, right? We don't have witherproof blocks, I believe. Maybe we do. I don't know. But if you fight him anywhere else and you don't put him away, he's gonna either destroy the floor that you're standing on, or he's gonna float off. And you don't want to lose wither. You don't want to lose wither. I got the wither glass. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, then I would say build the glass on the ceiling. That way you can just fight him and he's always in range and you just kill him. You basically just outlast him. It has to be fully solid bedrock 3x3. I'll do it at 99 space. Oh, God. Don't do that. Well, if you have wither proof glass, yeah, just fight him inside of that. You're gonna have to seal yourself in though. Well, you don't have to seal yourself in because I don't think you can fit. You can still make a door. He ain't gonna fit through there. But if we do have witherproof blocks, yeah, just make a. I guess a 3x3 would work, and he'll just be there, and you can always hit him. I thought I saw. I don't know what Judicious had at his base. I was looking for the for an XP farmer, but I can't use his because I am not allied and I can't teleport to it. And it's because he used undead monsters, my crucifix automatically kills them, so I don't get all the benefits of the XP. So I just made a quick makeshift farm outside of my house. And if you have I also have a farm sword. It's just on me right now. I gotta leave it at the farm one of these days. That's suitable for that. But basically, you can, if you need XP, just come to my house and use it. Is what I'm trying to say. I mean, you already know that, little thief, but that's for you, 99. If you need some quick XP, just be careful because those things are very strong. I don't have the Ravagers yet. I'm still trying to get the Ravagers. See, let's mark the seam there. Yeah, it's a makeshift farm. Just until I get the real farm up, because you've seen how that works. You won't even need to fight this time. I got a plan, all right? You won't even need to fight this time. You'll just go in, you'll go into the Lazarus pit. I'm gonna make a Lazarus pit. You go into the pit and the XP will just attract to you and you can just leave, okay? I got a plan, all right? You won't even need to fight. You don't need a sword, nothing. Just walk up, grab the items, grab the XP, and then do whatever you need to do. All right? I got a plan. This is gonna be the Soda Stream 6000, okay? And I'm gonna put some more of those apotheosis spawns in it, just so it's even stronger, and it's just gonna they're just gonna flow like water this time. It's gonna be a faucet of guardians dying, okay? They're gonna be dying, and the XP will be plentiful. I'm gonna build tanks. I'm gonna have tanks all around, and it's gonna be filled to the brim with glowing green, and it's just gonna be green everywhere. And I'm gonna have a shower where you can just hit a switch and just shower it off. However you get the XP, I don't remember. I think it was the obelisk. Was it the obelisk? Either way, you're gonna be showering. You're gonna be swimming in XP. Okay. You won't need to fight nothing unless Unless you want something specific from the monster, which the farm should be able to have that. Should have that anyway. Um, but yes, that's the plan. I just got to get rid of that stupid island, and I need my tools for that, and I'm trying to get that going. Um, Luckily, the nether trees work in. That's one of the recipes that work in the botany farm, so it's just a matter of me just breaking millions of leaves. Either that, or if I have the time on the weekend, I'll just search for them myself in the nether, because you get a lot in a chest when they do spawn in the chest. Um, but if you have nether bananas, I'm calling on cars here. If you have nether bananas to speed this up, please leave them at my house, okay? They don't drop in the botany pot. I can see if you put a oak tree in a botany pot, the apples should drop too, right? Well, it should be the same with nether bananas, but as far as I remember, but it's not happening this time. I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if Judicious affected the recipe or not. I should ask him about that actually. I know he's been busy with work. I'll bring it up to him when I get a chance and see if that's something that he would be willing to change. Is just to have the nether bananas drop in the botany pot because that would speed things up tremendously. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to go back in the nether and just search high and low for everywhere like I've been doing, and that takes a really long time because then I gotta unsort my bags again and put in my shit's already in disarray. All right, I have to do so much sorting. It's not even funny, and I keep getting bags. My house is I got one floor. It's almost full of bags. It's crazy. I am growing the trees, yes, but my and if I just get the leaves and break them, the bananas have a chance to fall from that. But if they just if the bananas just drop directly in the pot, then with every growing cycle, then that would speed things up. But I don't know if he's willing to do that. That's my issue. Some the things I ask for, they tend to be, and it's not by design. I swear. Okay, they tend to be a little OP. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, they are to make the glittery dust, which allows you to grade each piece in Silent Gear. I'm trying to get all the parts to max to get the maximum amount of stats. The way I circumvented this was to make one piece, which I clearly have enough for now, and then go into the end, kill the mimic cube, duplicate the piece, and then um salvage it and get more max things back. That's how I circumvented that because nether bananas were always like a grind, like a grinding halt type thing towards progression. So once I got the mimic cubes, I could circumvent that just by duplicating all the parts that I used and then just make the armor that way. But Judicious saw that. He was like, he zeroed in on that. He was like, no more Alex Bob, so there's okay. And I get it, and so I can't duplicate the armor anymore. And because of that, it's going on what 3 weeks of grinding for bananas now. So I'm gonna have to do that every time I make this type of armor. So I can still do what I did before. I'm just gonna have to do it manually. It's gonna take a long time. Uh, which was make everyone armor. Let's see, Mark Seam. But the baller armor will exist again. It will. Mark Seam. It's gonna be this is gonna be the strongest armor I've ever made, by the way. To date. So we'll see. And I still have to star charge everything too. And for that, I need to kill the wither. I haven't done that yet because I'm still trying to grade all of my parts. But I have the alloy ingredients ready. Just got to max them out. I'm close to done. I just need a lot. I need a lot more bananas. The bananas are the bottleneck here in this process. There is one way I can circumvent the process, but I don't know if that leak will be plugged one day. I need a I just I need a lot of fruitcake, and I don't know where to get cinnamon. Otherwise, I would just make it myself. I need to figure out where I can find cinnamon and get it. Let's see. Can we go on ahead and mark scenes? Oh. Yeah, but the second I get my tools, that island's gonna go. Like maybe in a couple of days, that island will be gone, and I'll be able to actually do my build. That'll be fun. And we're going all the way. We're going all the way from there to the volcano. We're going all the way. Um, arc scene, yes, yes, yes. I think you're using an axe on a tree to get cinnamon. Yeah, I need some cinnamon. I'm gonna try it. It's a hypothesis. I'm going to try. If I can get nether bananas in the way that I think I can get them, then I'm gonna try it. And I already have an XP farm, so that part's taken care of. Hey, little thief! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. My name is Ace. I'm an artist. I'm doing a 3D um, meshes to use as reference for a webcomic that I'm creating. It's already written. Um, and we are working on designing the characters now. This is an accessory for a character. It is a story about two college students that stumble upon a secret government project, a world government project, and they try to use it to save their terminally ill friend. I'm working on a scene that takes place in 1972 during the Vietnam War. So you have some military equipment here. It's not about the war. It's just that's just the setting. If you don't like war, um, but thank you so much for the raid, little thief. The glass didn't hold. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I do game streams as well. I play on the same server, the Builds Delight server, Judicious server. But I'm lagging a little bit behind on those streams. We will get back to them. Usually it's on the weekends. But if you haven't already, give Little Thief a follow. She plays Minecraft and a lot of Souls-like games. If you're curious about uh, any of those games, like Lies of P, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, you can check her out and play them or watch her play them. Nam, yeah, the Nam, yeah. And there's no, it's not about that. Okay, it's just a, yeah. It could be a upsetting subject for some, but it's not about that at all. It's a this scene is specifically in Cambodia, um, near a place near the Angkor Wat. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with the story, but from what I remember, the scene there's a an area in that area that's where this particular scene takes place. Okay, it is the start, and hopefully we'll get to do some pages this year. I just need 6 models, and I'm on the third model now. I could probably well, once I get the rigging taken care of, because I'm having some problems with that currently. It's an auto rigging system. I'm trying to avoid doing it manually because that takes a very long time. And some of the face details are not working the way I want, because I want to be able to have my characters show realistic emotion. I don't want them to be plastic faced, like oh no, what happened? What's going on over there? I don't want that to happen. I want like you know, something, and I can do that with this system if I can get it to work correctly. So, but I know I've practiced enough with it to where I can actually figure that out on stream. And as soon as we get to that portion on this character, I'm going to try to get the rigging to work once and for all, and then I'm gonna go back and finish rigging the other characters that I've done so far. And but yeah, it's mostly a science fiction story. Um, it's got action, it's got espionage, it's got a little bit of romance, it's got a little bit of everything. Okay. If you do get to read it, I hope you enjoy it. But I'm gonna have it out there, hopefully, very sometime soon. Soon, trademark. This is to make sure that the art stays consistent throughout the entire thing, and because naturally I try to improve my what I'm drawing, so I'm trying to have my art at a level to where it's like, okay, I don't need to go back and change it. It's good as it was. Like when we're talking about years down the line here, where I'm like, oh, look at that. Yeah, it's fine the way it is. I don't have to go back and update the art to where it is now, because the natural progression of that I've seen in a lot of webcomic artists. If you look at how they, any long running series, you'll notice the change in art. completely unavoidable. But we want to have the art be as consistent as possible, and the best way to do that is to use references. I don't actually need references. It's just I prefer it, and I get to learn a new medium because we want to practice. We want to do animation, and I say we. I really mean I, but we're all here. So I want to do animation and maybe game dev one day. So, and this is a game ready character, so it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone in a way, at the expense of slowing down my projects considerably, but it's okay. We're learning. I like art. I like learning stuff. So here we are. Learning is fun. It's fun, isn't it? All right. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're working on UV unwrapping currently. Yes, a lot of retopology. Once I'm my current goal right now is to have the entire workflow of the UV on in my archive in some form. So if people want to follow along and learn how to do a person, because that's not something you're going to see from start to finish a lot without paying for it, or you might not get the full thing on YouTube if you're looking for that, but you can see it here. And then once it's done, then you're going to just see snippets, and I'm just going to go as fast as I can. For every stream, I've been trying to get the entire process on stream for about a year now. Um, but once that's done, then we're just gonna blaze through it because I feel like I'm at the point now where we're committing everything to memory, and as sooner I can do that, then the faster I can get this done, and then we can really see some results. At least that's my goal anyway. All right, I'm creating seams here so that way these squares will appear even, not like this. This was the failed attempt, but more like this at the top, working on it from top to bottom. And I'm just UV unwrapping it one at a time just to see um, how it would perform. We can actually do that right now. It's UV. No, we don't want to do a live unwrap. We just want to unwrap angle based. You can see, okay, something happened. Everything changed. What happened? Let's go back. Let's not do it like that. Let's do it like this. Okay, not these. This is where you would separate these. I'm just trying to do like a little quick example of to see how this would look. Why aren't these together? That's what I want to know. Why did these unwrap? Oh, it might have been because I just unwrapped everything at once. But I just want to get the straps here because that's what I was currently working on. Oops. See. Okay. Let's see. And here's the other strap right here, right? Oops, not that. Got an idea. Why don't we just start moving stuff out of the way? Well, let's try. Oops. Nope, we don't want to do that. All right, well, that's just not working out. Small nap time. All right, Thief, have a great nap. I'm going to try to troubleshoot what the heck is going on here. Oh, I see. Okay, this wasn't cut off. How about this? Mark sharp. Oh, no, 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 clear sharp. All right. How about mark seam? That's what we really want. This is where the problem is. It wasn't completely cut off. For some reason, I did not do that, but we're going to do it now. All right, mark seam. Mark seam, here we go. And we're just looking. Oh, this not no wonder I didn't even finish this. What in the world? Sorry, I got distracted. Not by the rate. It was just whatever that was. I was talking about game dev and what else did I say? my workflow basically, and the progress I was making. I probably just forgot to do that. So let's fix it. No, we don't want to do that. I don't want it to go all the way down. I just want it to go just to this seam. For some reason, I can't just double click it. It was stopping in the correct areas on the other straps, but not this one. So we're just gonna have to do it manually. So I'm gonna go all the way down here, and uh, we're gonna go to one of the horizontal marks that I created down here. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Mark stream. Okay, mark seam. I think I said mark stream. All right, we don't want to mark the stream. We want to mark the seam. All right, we got something here for straps. Yeah, we did the front straps. We didn't do the back straps for whatever reason. Let's. I should be able to just do this now and then just unwrap angle based. No, that's a spiral. That's not what we want. That's another spiral. It's because we didn't do the thing as a whole. I just wanted to see if it would work like that. I guess not. I want to try and see if we can just get the straps unwrapped here. Okay, that's all four of them. But where are the bottom? Where's this part of the strap? That's what I want to know. Where is that? That's odd that it stops right there. Can't I just select those? No, I cannot. It selects everything. So that means I missed something. That's the problem. What did I miss? Is there an edge somewhere that... No, it looks like I got everything. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, well, let's try to unwrap that. Okay, it looks a little better. We're just gonna have to grab stuff and arrange them in order to find out what the heck is going on here. Only problem with that is this should not be selected. Oh wait, I know why. It's because it's an edge. Whoops. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. All right, now. Anyway, wait, what did I just do? I think I hit it. I'm gonna take the pads and move them out of the. I'm gonna take that pad specifically and move it out of the way. Keep grabbing the wrong stuff. Okay, there. That's what I wanted. Let's move the pads out of the way. What is this? Just want to see what that is. Where is that at? Oh, it's that over there? Huh. Now, why is it just all right? Well, as long as that shouldn't be a thing. We're gonna fix that. All I want to do is select all the straps here. Now that we have them all, okay, we're missing those back straps. We're missing this. What in the world? Okay, so what is this then in this? Okay, those are the straps. All right, so we found the other straps. We found that. Now let's try to select all the straps. I'm just doing a small UV test here. It's taking longer than it should because we confused ourselves with our own work here. UV wrap angle based. Okay. Yeah, we have squares there. We just wanted to see how the textures would display on the straps. I think that's fine. I don't know about this though. Why it seems like this area is considered the lower end, which could only mean that there's a seam, there's a break in the seam somewhere, but I don't understand where because it's all together. There might be an extra. I wonder if there's an extra edge in here somewhere. It's not going to matter in the grand. Well, I mean, you want to be able to not make mistakes like this, but for what we're using this for, it shouldn't really matter all that much. So I think I'm just going to ignore it for right now. But I'm testing the textures one area at a time. We're coming down here in the pouches now. I'm going to separate all the pouches and try to get these cleaned up here. We have stretching here. We have small squares here, big squares over there. That's not good. So that's what we're trying to fix right now. If we do put a texture on this, which we will, then it'll display correctly. You want to have these perfect, especially like if you're doing something like a tattoo, you don't want the tattoo to be all deformed. That's what we're currently doing right now, okay? Now we're gonna mark this seam. So we want to make the backpack its own thing, and we're gonna give it a front and a back. That seems to be the great equalizer. I've done lots of practice with people, but when it comes to anything that isn't a person, like clothing and accessories, I'm kind of learning as I go. So hopefully we'll get better at doing both of those. Mark seam. It's very easy to unwrap a person. I did that instantly. That was like 2 minutes. That wasn't 2 minutes. It was only 2 minutes because I started it yesterday, but you know, it wasn't. It was like it only took like an hour at most to get to that point from sealing the mirror together, merging the mirror to seams, marking seams, and UV unwrapping. It was about an hour. It was a very short stream yesterday. Okay. So now, in order to get a front and a back here, we can have the seam end right up in here. And we'll just go around the bottom here. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just continue going around. That's another, yeah, that's a strap that's on the bag. We don't have to worry about that. Okay, how do we mirror it? Because we're going to try to make it match as best as we can, even though it's kind of asymmetrical. All right, mark seam. Now we got to do the top. That way we have a front and a back. And that should help with the squares tremendously. And I'm just going to go along what I perceive to be the front and the back, the dividing line between that. Choosing this line here. We're going to just kind of have them meet right there. Oops. I don't want this to be highlighted. Where's this highlighted at? I think that's just the what I'm currently doing. Now we got to try to match that on this side. Let's see. I'm going by this this very deformed 3x3 grid here. So going by that, it should be this line. I could zoom in. That would help a lot. Okay, wraps around the front. All right, so I know it's this one. It's this line right here. I'm gonna wrap it right there. And then we're gonna go, I think that's the way, right? No, it's not. Oops. It's not, that's not the way. It's this line. Oop, this line. That's the line. All right, so I'm going to get to this seam right here. Apparently there's a small triangle here. Does that match on this side? I don't think it does. So we're just gonna have to get it here, maybe? Is that correct? I don't know. I don't think these match at all. Yeah, they don't match. There's a triangle here, but it's a different shape. That's funny because I mirrored this. I don't know why they don't match. I remember having an issue with that. It was just means that I screwed up somewhere. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and just go and do this. That's not exactly perfect, but it's close enough. We're gonna hit mark seam. And now we got a front and a back. We could go further. We could take it a step further and divide it along the center again. But as you can see, that would cause a break in the textures right here. So maybe not. Let's not do that. Oh, we just got to do a top seam. That would help. I think having it be right here. Just go like that. And mark the seam. All right, so now we have a front and a back. Let's see. No, that's not what we want. We want this and we want this. I want to unwrap that. Some stretching here, but I think that's just the way because the way it's shaped that's doing that. I would well, not this though. This isn't part of the deal here, but I don't know why that got. Did I have a do I have a break here? Did I mess up? Why did this get taken in as well? Or was that already there and I just didn't notice it? I don't know. Anyway, the point is to get the squares to look better than they did. It looks way better. I think maybe we, oh no, I don't want to do that. Maybe we can divide it along this crease here because it's less noticeable. Maybe. Let's see if we can. Um, I want to try to, yeah, I want to try that. I'm gonna try to make a dividing line right here. Matter of fact, no, yeah, right here is fine. I was gonna try to do it underneath the flap to see if it would look better that way, but we don't know what it's gonna look like this way first, so let's try it this way. We can always just undo what we did. So I'm gonna keep following this. I'm gonna go all the way over. Make sure that this does not go all the way around like that because I don't want that to happen. So now we'll just spend some time erasing these selections or unselecting. I feel like this would go faster than me just trying to manually do the front. So I'm just gonna do it this way. Probably, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not gonna compare. All right, mark the seam. Now let's try that again, huh? Let's try it again. All right, now it's just that pack, which is what we want. And we're gonna unwrap angle base. We're gonna take a look around. Okay, the squares are smaller, they're less stretchy. I think that works. I think we done did it. I think we done did it. All right. Now we have most of this done, right? So let me go ahead and try to just unwrap the remainder without having to mark any more seams because it's pretty much separate from the rest of the mesh, right? Got to find out which area that is though. Right here. Here we go. All right. I know. Just unclick that and just click this instead. Let's see what happens when we just unwrap this right now. Nothing except that big red area. That's not what we want. So we're going to go ahead and just undo that. All I did was stretch out this X. It's supposed to be across here. It just stretched it out. All right, so I know what we need to do. We can put a dividing line front to back right along here, and that might solve the issue, the unwrapping issue here. So let's try that. Let's try to do this. Oops. And we're going to attempt to go all the way around. We're not going to attempt. We're going to do it. It's happening. All right. We're doing it now. I'm going to make it so that this clasp that we created for this mesh is not broken by a seam in any way. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. But we're going to see what happens if we do it that way. Now, the clash should come a little bit over one more. For some reason, I ended it there. I don't know why. I could follow the end of it. I don't think that would... Actually, I don't really think that would make a difference. I'm just trying to think of ways to improve upon the ret topology for the future. So, doing some thinking out loud here. Let's see. Okay, obviously these pouches are not even. Okay, I see what we did. We got to go further. We got to go one over because they don't mirror each other. Yeah, all right, that'll work. And then we'll just keep going like this. And ooh, okay, I just wanted to make sure I did not unselect all of that selection there. These little patterns are kind of throwing me off because I can't see the lines. So I guess we can just go right there. That's not perfect mirror, but whatever. Mark the seam. We got to do the bottom. Oh my god, almost forgot about the bottom. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. Ooh, no, not like that. Because that area already has a bottom seam. We don't want to mess with it. So we're going to go on ahead and just go. Do I want to use that one or do I want to use this one? Yeah, let's use that one. Why not? I'm going to unselect that. I don't know. The thing kind of got away from me. I know why I wanted to use that one because it kind of ran along the back of this, but we can easily just bring it back around if we really wanted to. Just a reminder to do better ret topology in the next one, which we're already doing. It's just, we're not perfect. It's not perfect. Ret topology is not my strong suit, but we're getting better at it. My practice sculpt offline is it's going on pretty well. I want it to be as perfect as it can be because I'm going to practice animation with it. We'll see. You'll see some of the progress on that once we get it going. I'm going to start with a simple walk cycle. Well, first I'm going to see once I get the rigging to work correctly. I'm going to see how it performs under Unreal Engine 5 because we have that downloaded. I was testing my earlier rigs with Unity and it was very easy to do, but we're going to try Unreal 5 this time. I'm going to have to see how that works. Yeah, we'll just follow this line here. And we're gonna go all the way around. How about this one? Seems that both straps have like an edge, like a double-sided edge on the bottom. Mark the seam. Now we have a front and a back for the front. Okay. Now let's see what we can do here. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, it's this one. All right. It's this little umbrella corporation looking thing all the way in the back that we have to select just that. Okay, there we go. We got the whole front. Now let's try it. Unwrap angle based. Okay, we got something. Those squares are, I don't know, it's kind of stretched. I feel like I need to do a little bit more to it. How about a dividing line? A vertical dividing line. The only place I could probably think to put one would be right in the center. Well, we have a front and a back, right? Yeah, we do. Yeah, one right in the center. I guess does it go all the way around? Yes, it does. Hold on, let me look at the front again because it's not connected all the way. I don't know how. I guess the lines just went backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect them. Boom, we connected them there. Just like that. Let's try it like this and see what happens. Mark seam. Now we got to find our new mesh because it changed shape since we unwrapped it. That's the back. So the front must be, there we go. It's right there. It looks like a pair of goggles now. Look around, make sure we have nothing else selected. We don't have the back. We need the back as well. No, no. You used to be able to, they must have changed something in the update because you used to be able to just hit L over here and select some stuff, but you can't. So we need to move some things. That's the easier way to do it. Oh, that's not it. Also, why is it okay, or whatever. What's this? What's this? That's the whole back. Okay, what's this? Oh, there it is. It's right there. And then we click on that. All right, excellent. Now we finally have it. Now let's try to unwrap it just like this. Okay, it changed a little bit. There's still not, well, I mean, there's not a lot of stretching. It's mainly just right here. I think I might just leave it like this. I think it's fine, to be honest. So currently, we have so far the body and a harness as the military version of a birthday suit. But we have this little we have so far. Wait, should we get the body? Oh yeah, we have to arrange these. That's why they're differently shaped. We still have to arrange everything really. So I think we can just roll with this for now. All right, we still have the shirt and the pants to do, but I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow because I am nearing the end of today's stream. I'm sorry they are so short, but my schedule is murder right now, and I'm trying to work with it here. All right. But I want to thank everyone for stopping by today. I don't have anyone else to rate on my list, so we're just gonna end it here. I think I'm one of the few people that stream this early, but thank you everybody for stopping by today. I will be back tomorrow with more art, and hopefully we'll try to get some game streams in later in the week. Okay, I appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate you for watching the VOD and on YouTube as well. Okay, so I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you later.